And if you look really close, like to these little floats, it's better to see on this one than the 150s or the 200s. But you see that little black float there. You know, if there was water in it, it would come up and you would see. So if you can measure that distance, but it's on the bottom, so there's no water in the fuel, which is a good thing. Take off this water sensor plug. There's this water. I usually try to take it out of the holder, and then let's see if it comes out for us. And just give it a good twist. Hold the top. Don't put a wrench on this. It looks like you could, but if this is really tight and you put a wrench on it, you don't want to compromise, and you might crack that housing. I'll put it back on. There we go. Here's always something to keep an eye on. Let this drain a little bit. So I'll dump it in here, and you can actually get a good visual if there isn't any water, no draught or droplets or anything. So it looks pretty good. You could tell he's also using non-ethanol fuel because the fuel element still is green. If he uses a heavy content of ethanol, it'll turn brown. It'll take the dye right out of the filter. So you know he's using non-ethanol fuel here, which is a bonus. The other thing is too, with Yamaha, you have to be really careful because there's a missing O-ring and it always ends up sticking inside here. So if you try to put it back on without it being in seat, you'll smash it or cut it, and then you'll have a fuel leak. So that's always important with Yamaha. Not all of them stick, but a lot of them do. And the newer models for 115s always use the 6D8 filter. So you can see that everything looks, those are definitely due. Just a color change of it by some time. If the customer's using ethanol fuel, you can to thread this back on might be a little bit more difficult because the ethanol will literally soak into the plastic cup, the plastic threads, and it'll be difficult to tighten. So then if that's the case, sometimes you just want to use a little marine grease to make it easy to put it on there, but it'll still be tough to put in. And don't forget, always plug in your water sensor. Always plug in your water sensor. That's something very important. You don't want to forget, because if water gets introduced into the system, it won't give you a warning, and your engine will start to erratically vibrate, start misfiring if water gets into the canister, the fuel canister.